Even the country's oldest Latino civil rights group came out against it, yet AOC keeps defending it, saying gender is fluid, language is fluid. Yes, and Latino voters are fluid. Intersectionality and the importance of shutting the fuck up about it. And undouching your face, man beards from Ted Cruz to J.D. Vance.
So, here's the stage. Democrats are bleeding support from working class men, a group that used to be part of their core. You'd think the smart move would be to listen, maybe sit down with these voters and ask, what's going on? What's missing? But nope. Instead, the DNC threw a lavish retreat at the Ritz-Carlton in Half Moon Bay. We're talking mini lobster rolls, heirloom tomato carpaccio, and seared sea bass. Nothing screams, we understand your struggles, quite like $30 hors d'oeuvres in a luxury ballroom. Maher torched this instantly. He pointed out the obvious. You can't win back men who drink Miller Lite and fix their own transmissions with a strategy that looks like it's sponsored by Gwyneth Paltrow's lifestyle blog. That's like hosting a firefighter appreciation dinner, but making it black tie with sushi. But the food was just the appetizer. The real disaster was the plan.
To your point, I want to get to something very important. How many know what SAM stands for? It's a new phrase. It stands for Speaking with American Men, SAM. This is the new movement by the Democratic Party. They lost the men vote a lot last time, so they had a meeting up at the Ritz-Carlton at Half Moon Bay, south of San Francisco. I'm not making this up, where they served mini lobster rolls and had heirloom tomato carpaccio and seared sea bass in their conclave to decide how to win back the American man.
This wasn't just a dinner party. They gave it a name. SAM, Speaking with American Men. Sounds less like a political strategy and more like a cringe-worthy HR seminar. And the workshops? They read like parody. How to keep your liberal base while putting guns on your Christmas card. Best protein powder for a clean bulk. Bud Light etiquette, when to drink it, when to shoot it. Seriously, you can't write satire this perfect. It's like asking voters, forget inflation, forget job security. Have you tried pea protein? But as bad as that was, the next part revealed an even bigger problem.
Now, look.
It's because we used to have conferences at Harvard to figure out what the working class needs, and so now we're moving west.
You got to own who you are. I get it. These are the mini lobster roll people. But they had this symposium, and we got a hold of what was this is Speaking with American Men. This is a real thing that they're doing, and they have these seminars. Would you like to hear what was some of the? Okay. These are ways that they want to seminars that they had to try to win back the typical American male, like how to keep your liberal base while putting guns on your Christmas card. That was one that they wanted to.
The strategy session even mocked fishing, calling it a bizarre hobby working class men enjoy, unlike pickleball. Let that sink in. They're trying to win over voters by insulting their hobbies. That's like running a campaign ad that says, vote for me, even though I think everything you love is stupid. Maher didn't let it slide. He framed it perfectly. If you don't respect people's lives, don't expect them to respect your politics. And then, somehow, Titanic got dragged into this mess.
Best protein powder for a clean bulk, and other dude conversation starters. Bud Light etiquette, when to drink it, when to shoot it.
Yep. Another strategy was referencing the Titanic nude scene. Yes, that one. Because apparently the new DNC voter manual is Politics meets Maxim magazine. If your plan to reconnect with male voters involves boob jokes instead of actual policies, you're not running a campaign. You're running open mic night at the saddest comedy club in town. And this obsession with gimmicks goes hand in hand with something much worse: identity politics.
The bizarre hobby working class men enjoy instead of pickleball. The only scene that you're obsessed with in Titanic, hint, it has tits.
Here's where Maher got serious. He called out Democrats for being obsessed with identity politics and social media-approved activism while ignoring real issues like inflation, jobs, and safety. He even brought up Joe Rogan. Remember, Rogan used to be seen as this edgy but left-leaning voice. Now, He's walked away. Why? Because he represents something Democrats don't. Authenticity. He hunts, he lifts, he has raw, unfiltered conversations. And people love that. Meanwhile, Democrats act like masculinity is a disease. Guess who wins that cultural battle? But Maher didn't stop at culture wars. He pointed at actual election results.
Bruce Lee versus Bigfoot, mythical fight scenarios to man up your Joe Rogan appearance.
Case in point, a heavily Latino congressional district in Texas. For decades, solid blue. Last year, it flipped red. The Democratic campaign manager admitted, "We gave up a reliably Democratic seat for no reason." Maher's response? Wrong. The real reason is simple. Voters stopped seeing Democrats as their advocate. They didn't want someone representing migrants at the border, they wanted someone representing them. And when Democrats couldn't deliver, those voters bolted. And nothing highlights this disconnect better than the infamous Latinx fiasco.
Intersectionality and the importance of shutting the fuck up about it. And undouching your face. Man beards from Ted Cruz to J.D. Vance.
For years now, activists push the term Latinx as the new progressive label. Problem is, polls show the overwhelming majority of Latinos hate it. Some even find it offensive. Even the oldest Latino civil rights group in the country rejected it outright. Yet Democrats clung to it like it was the next "yes, we can." Maher ripped into this too, saying it's like trying to rebrand a community based on Twitter trends. Voters don't want to feel like test subjects in some activist focus group. And if you think this is just about language, Maher made it clear it's much bigger than that.
Last week, an 85% Latino congressional district on the border with Mexico, which had always voted heavily Democratic, flipped to the red team. And the campaign manager for the losing Democrat said, "We gave up a reliably Democratic congressional seat for no reason at all. We deserve to know why." Well, aside from your terrible attitude, I'm going to tell you why. Because these voters stopped seeing your candidate as their lawyer. That's why. Their message to you was, "I'm an American now. I'm here. Be my lawyer, not the lawyer for the migrants showing up in my backyard."
At the end of the day, Maher's roast wasn't just about lobster rolls, boob jokes, or Bud Light seminars. It was about a political party so wrapped up in branding and woke language that they've stopped listening to real people. The economy's a mess. The border's chaotic. International credibility slipping. And the left's answer? More labels, more identity politics, and more Twitter lectures. It's like trying to fix a leaking roof by repainting the walls. Looks nice for a minute, but the ceiling's still collapsing.
Every month I see a new poll reporting how much Latinos despise the woke term Latinx. It's about as popular with them as a reboot of Speedy Gonzales.
Maher's monologue was funny, but it was also a mirror, and the reflection wasn't pretty. If Democrats don't wake up and start talking with voters instead of at them, they're going to keep losing ground. Because at some point, no amount of mini lobster rolls will save you. So here's the question. Do you think Democrats are genuinely clueless about why they're losing voters, or do they just not care? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I guarantee a lot of you have stories about being talked down to or ignored by politicians. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe. Because the way things are going, there's going to be plenty more political comedy gold to unpack. Bill Maher didn't just tell jokes here, he sent a warning shot to his own side. And whether you agree with him or not, you have to admit that takes guts in today's climate. All right, I've said my piece. Now it's your turn.